Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today is July 4th, and United States of America is celebrating its Independence Day. On the eve of this great occasion, the President of India, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, has greeted the President of United States of America and all the citizens of USA. And the President of India expressed that in future the ties between both the nations will be further strengthened. So we all wish the citizens of United States of America a very happy Independence Day. Apart from this, if you look at the GST, so it has been implemented and it takes some time, as we discussed earlier. It takes some time for the people to understand, not just the people, in fact for the traders, even the officials, it takes little time for them to understand. So that is the reason why the Cabinet Secretary of India, who is this Cabinet Secretary? Cabinet Secretary is the topmost administrative rank in the country. And generally, senior most IAS officer in the country is appointed as Cabinet Secretary, considered to be the most powerful position in India with respect to administration. And right now it is Mr. P.K. Sinha. And he personally is talking to the various officials of various departments, both at the central level and state level, and he is reviewing the situation. So only to see that because of any reason of this lack of understanding about this GST, that may lead to something called inflation. That may happen, we have discussed. So but he's taking every care that all the commodities will be supplied in surplus, so more goods are present in the market, and that will not lead to any inflation. Enough measures are being taken by the government. So this is how exactly the government has to function, and we are experiencing that as of now, right? So meaning is simple. That is the reason why we always say these civil servants are considered to be the backbone of the administrative system. And how exactly they function, that is important. Political bosses will take the decisions, and that will be implemented by the administrators. So that is the reason why administrators, maybe at the central level or at the state level, they are always very, 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 very important, right? And we already understood one thing. So previously, before this July 1st, if some goods are entering from one state to the other state, so they have to pass through this check post. So lots of this verification is there, and there used to be big queue of these transportation vehicles like lorries, which are carrying the goods, and it used to kill lots of time. It seems that in developed nations, recently I read somewhere, it seems that in developed nations, like a transport vehicle, say for example a lorry or a truck, it travels for more than 800 kilometers a day. 800 kilometers a day. So meaning there are very less number of hassles, in fact no hassles rather. So but whereas in India, a truck or a lorry will travel only for a distance of 290 kilometers average. So now with the introduction of this GST, there is no necessity of this check post, right? So one tax, one nation, one tax regime. So obviously what will happen, you need to this remove this check post. And as of now, 22 states have abolished the check post. This is wonderful thing. So since the check posts are not there, so the vehicles will be moving very freely, and these trucks, lorries, they need not stop, and they need not wait in the long queues for the verification purpose, and it will be a smooth flow. And very soon, remaining all the states are also going to abolish this check post. So obviously, the travel time will be reduced, so the goods will be reaching the destinations in a very less amount of time. So as the goods are being supplied in time, that will lead to stability of the prices, right? So because of any reason, the goods are not supplied in time, what will happen? Shortage of the goods will be there. Whenever there is a shortage, that will lead to inflation. Inflation means what? The sudden rise in the prices of the commodities. So this is a mechanism where you can stabilize the prices, right? So less hassles, no checkpost, smooth flow. Trucks will be traveling for a longer distances, goods will be reaching the destination in time, and goods will be available at all the places every time. So obviously that will stop the inflation. So like this, there are so many advantages, but kindly remember, whenever anything is implemented for the first time, definitely you will have both advantages and disadvantages, right? So there is no scheme where it is completely you have advantages, and there is no scheme where you have only disadvantages. But the only thing what you have to remember is that if you have more advantages, the number of disadvantages will be less. If the disadvantages are more, then advantages will be less, right? But what happens is that government will take every measure, every care that there will be more advantages, right? Definitely disadvantages will be there. And what exactly are those disadvantages will come to know only after implementation of that particular scheme, program, or policy. Accordingly, again you need to work on that. Again you need to work on that, rectify those loopholes, and make the system foolproof. That is called governance. Clear? That is the reason why there is a difference between government and governance. On day number one, when the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, assumed office, he made it very clear. So right, so this is the less government and more governance, and that's what we are experiencing now. And hopefully this all the states will also perform in the same manner, and that will lead to the development of the nation, right? And apart from this, so with respect to latest missile, India added one more feather to its cap, right? And I would like to, yesterday it happened, it has been successfully test fired. So this is the second time, and the first test fire happened exactly this 1 month back. That's it happened on June 3rd, right? So again it happened now. So we'll see. So what exactly is this? I'll just show you the document. Look at this now. So this is the quick reaction missile, and this is a surface to air short range missile. Its range is 25 to 30 kilometers. It was tested from ITR integrated test range at Chandipur, that is in Odisha. Very frequently asked question, please remember this. So this quick reaction missile was developed by DRDO, and it engages multiple targets. Please remember this. It engages multiple targets, and don't forget, this is a short range missile, and the range is 25 to 30 kilometers. It involves an all-weather weapon system capable of tracking and firing, right? Of course, India, gaining strength day by day, and we need to appreciate this. And these things may be questions in any examination. Please remember this. Next is United States of America. America, just now I told you, it got independence in the year 1776, and now today is the July 4th, and America is celebrating its Independence Day. This 22 states have abolished checkposts after the implementation of the GST. This is a wonderful thing. Remaining states are on the verge of doing the same thing. It will reduce the traveling time for the trucks. Waiting time in long queues at the checkpost will be, this is done away with, and a lot of time will be saved. Right. As I told you, Cabinet Secretary, see here, sometimes in any examination, it may be a question, which is the topmost rank in the administrative system in India? Answer is a Cabinet Secretary. At the state level, you have Chief Secretary. At the national level, you have Cabinet Secretary. State level, kindly remember, you may be aware of this position, all of you, right? So, and at the state level, it is the Chief Secretary considered to be senior most IAS officer at the state level, right? And the Chief Secretary so will have the opportunity to work in close coordination with the Chief Minister, right? And these two are considered to be the eyes for the state, right? So two eyes for the state. Like, at the political level, Chief Minister is the boss. Administrative level, Chief Secretary is the boss, all right? And similarly, if you go to the national level, and you have the prime minister, who is considered to be the political boss, and administrative level, it is the cabinet secretary, is the administrative boss. Okay, so please remember this. So in fact, it's a dream position for all IAS officers, right? And generally what happens, it said that as the age grows, so the capabilities will be reduced, skill will be reduced. This is the general, this intention. But otherwise, what happens if you look at this, especially uh, IAS officers, especially IAS officers, or these IPS officers, or judges, as the age is growing, so they become more and more sharper. That is the reason why tomorrow, if you are selected for an IAS officer, if you are selected as an IAS officer, so you have limited responsibilities in the beginning. But as the years are passing on, you will be given more and more responsibilities. And at the end of your tenure, you may become, chief secretary of a state. And if everything is fine, if you are entering into the service at a very early age, there is every possibility that you may become cabinet secretary, and you are shouldering huge responsibilities. So that's a wonderful opportunity for the people to serve. That's the reason why it is generally said that for every IAS, becoming cabinet secretary is a dream, right? But kindly remember, you know that is the reason why I always tell youngsters, uh, you always try to enter into the service at the earliest. Starting from 21, you're allowed to write the examination. So the early you enter into the service, the more chances that you become the topmost, you can gain the topmost position in the whole hierarchy in your department, right? So that is the reason why, so work well and try to enter into the service as early as possible, and do not waste time. Next, right? So the Cabinet Secretary Shri P.K. Sinha reviewed the status of GST with the secretaries of various ministries and departments of Government of India and other senior officials. So another important thing, it was addressed by the Prime Minister, and this is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Please remember this. This is located in New Delhi, and July 1st is celebrated as Chartered Accountants Day. See why these chartered accountants are important for the nation. Generally, what happens, so when you have a personal income, so when you are holding a company, when you are doing some business, obviously lots of transactions will take place. And for the better presentation of our, this status of our financial dealings of the company, so it's always better to take the support of an expert, and that expert is available in the form of the chartered accountants, right? So but unfortunately, what happens, some of the chartered accountants, so they are helping these companies in filing the false returns. All right, and they are helping, not all, please, only few. All right, so those some few members, so they'll be supporting the members to generate black money, which is a very dangerous thing. Black money is always dangerous, and of course India is the biggest sufferer, in fact. And slowly, for the last this 2 to 3 years, India is experiencing a new system in the country. And that is the reason why, so there is a pressure on the people who are maintaining this black money. That's the reason why even in the Swiss bank also, the Indian deposits have reduced very drastically. That shows that government is tightening the screws, right? So but when it comes to within India, so these are the people, they are supposed to submit the returns, right? And if somebody is earning money, that's not an issue. You may earn any amount of money, but on that one you are expected to pay the tax to the government. So everybody is expected to be Mr. Clean. Then obviously what will happen, government will not touch that person. But once on the other side, what happens, because of the taxes are too high in India, some people, they try to evade the taxes, and they will show the wrong accounts. And for that reason, some of the chartered accountants are also supporting the company, which is very, very dangerous. That's the reason why on that particular day, the Prime Minister has advised chartered accountants to be very, 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 very fair, right? So that what will happen, the amount of black money has to be reduced and it should come to zero, and all the money should be there in the market. Then obviously that will lead to the development of the nation. So that is the reason why, so it is not just one prime minister is doing, one finance minister is working, it will not happen. That is the reason why various organizations must to come together and they should work for the development of the nation. Then only it is possible, right? So kindly remember, July 1st is considered to be Chartered Accountants Day. And please remember, ICAI is located in New Delhi. Next. Next. Right. So here on June 28th, India took a decision, and India, the cabinet of India, obviously union cabinet means it is always chaired by the prime minister, and it approved signing of MOU, meaning Memorandum of Understanding between India and Israel on national campaign for water conservation in India. Right. So here we all know that water is very important. But majority of the people in the country or in the world, because of lack of 100% understanding regarding the importance of water, people waste lots of water. But unfortunately, what happens is that, so that is leading to the non-availability of the water. That is the reason why, if you look at the majority of the states in India, majority of the villages in India, so especially during the summer times, they are deprived of this drinking water. Forget about the safe drinking water. Even the drinking water, the drinking water is also not available. Hence, the people, so they are forced to walk for long distance to get, the water for drinking. If somebody is walking for longer distances for getting the water, then what is the quality of the life, right? So a lot of time is getting wasted in getting the water. That is the reason why, if water is available at our own place, and if that water is consumed with the quality, so where everybody is practicing the conservation of the water, then obviously, so we need not think about the depth of the water once it is available for us. So we don't think of this. But majority of the countries in the world, and majority of the states in the world, and majority of the people in the country are not aware of the importance of this. Of course, at the central level, at the state level, so many governments are also announcing regarding the conservation of the waters, right? For example, here in some of the states, chief ministers are really interested to go for the water harvesting system, so that the groundwater levels must be improved, right? So for this reason, so you have to construct the pits, right, and see that every drop of water, at least some amount of the water should be routed to that particular pit, so that what will happen, that water will be absorbed by the layers of the earth, and that will lead to the increase in the groundwater level. But what is happening, scheme is good, but unfortunately corrupt people are there everywhere, and they are going for the corruptions. No pits, nothing, and the money is getting wasted. And in some states, what's happening, so meaning is simple, these are the people who are very dangerous to the society. Instead of working for the society, they try to earn some money in a wrong means. That is the reason why ethics in administration is very, very important. That is the reason why in the recent past, UPSC also introduced a paper on ethics. Clear? So that's the reason why, so whenever you come across with administrative ethics, so please read that one. So whenever time permits, we also have a discussion on that, right? But this is a different program that I'm going to tell you now. Have a look at this. So this is a memorandum of understanding between India and Israel. So this will benefit India in conserving water for future generations. If we keep on wasting the water without conserving, future generations will suffer like anything, right? And we also have the personal experience, not just in summer, even during other times also we are facing the problem scarcity of water, right? And if this is the situation now, what happens to the future generations? Is that okay? And kindly see here, we cannot say that, right? After a few years we are not going to be alive. Something is going to happen, why should we bother? That should not be the attitude. That should not be the attitude. A responsibility lies on our shoulders that whatever the resources that are available now, so those resources must be utilized effectively, so that these resources will also be made available for the future generations. That is the reason why wasting resources is not at all acceptable. Clear? That is called effective utilization of available resources. And in that one, water is also there, which is a very precious one. I'm clear. And effective utilization of available resources is called sustainable development. Right? You might have heard these words, sustainable development. And so many times in various examinations it was a question on this general essay, right? So kindly, so that is the reason why whenever you come across with these words in the newspaper or articles in the newspaper, you must read. Clear? And this will enhance your knowledge. Is that okay? Now, so I'd like to show you with this memorandum of understanding between India and Israel, and what are the objectives and how exactly India is going to be benefited out of this. Let's try to see. Look at the points now. The two countries shall work to enhance cooperation at the national, regional, and international level to design, implement, and monitor a professionally designed national water conservation campaign in India. And the ministries agreed to jointly work on the water conservation campaign to achieve the following objectives. Right? Ministries have accepted, they have agreed. You need to agree, because there is no other go except to work now. Look at this. What are these objectives? Put water conservation on the national agenda in India, encouraging every citizen to save water in everyday life. That is nothing but educating. You need to make the people to understand this, right? So this is the important role. That's the reason why education plays very crucial role. Education means not just education. Education has to be qualitative education has to be imparted. Generating awareness about water, promoting reuse, recharge, and recycling of water, development of digital tools such as websites, mobile applications on the subjects of water conservation, right? And this is most widely discussed subject at both the national level and also at the international level. All right. So this is how India is going to work along with Israel, right? So that's all for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow with more current affairs. And thank you so much for being with me this evening, and I wish you all a very, 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 very good luck. Take very good care. Good night, and see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.